So, you know, it's just a lot of tough challenges work in front of me. That's the bad news. Here's the good news. We still live in the greatest country in the world. We still have unmatched assets and unmatched capabilities. We still have control over our destiny, and we can still decide who we want to send to represent us in Congress. Now, when I think about our military needs and our military capability that these two gentlemen have already talked about, it is important that we maintain a strong conventional and nuclear deterrent. And what I've seen happening recently with the replacement START treaty and everything else, I'm very concerned about where that takes us. You know, without hard power behind it, the soft power of diplomacy really isn't worth a whole lot. And Teddy Roosevelt said it best: walk a soft man, carry a big stick. And that's what we need to remember. And when I hear President Obama say what he said the other day, which was, whether we like it or not, you all have heard this, whether we like it or not, we are still the only military superpower in the world. And guess what? I like it. Let me just talk about veterans real quick for a second, because we have a man here who's done so much for our veterans. But there's so much more that we need to do for veterans and for military families when we're in the middle of two wars right now. You know what? The unemployment rate for veterans, 18 through 25 years old, unemployment rate for veterans coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan is north of 21%. Wow. That is significantly higher than their civilian counterparts. So we need to think about what we can do with public-private partnerships, what we can do to prepare our veterans who are coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan. Sometimes post-traumatic stress disorder plays a role in this. And there's just no reason why they should be so much higher of an unemployment rate than anybody else. We also have in the Veterans Administration, and I know they're trying hard, but veterans claims, there's a backup of over 1 million veterans claims. Average adjudication time is over 6 months, and this is just not acceptable. It's not good. We need to find out ways to streamline that. If we need more full-time employees, if we need to make it more user-friendly electronically. You know, I just retired last December, and the DoD system of all your military records, which all of you all had to deal with, and the veteran system of military records, near the two do meet. And why is that? Why can't we streamline those and just make it so much easier and maybe reduce times along those things? And there's so many other veterans issues. Hard to get a number on homeless veterans. You can look on the VA website and they'll tell you there's about 130,000 homeless veterans. Not one veteran who served this country should be homeless. Most of them are from the Vietnam era. And there's also, as our soldiers or service members are coming home now, the issues of post-traumatic stress disorder, and we need to be able to diagnose that and treat it. And both with sometimes with drugs if you have to, with medicine, but also with therapy. Sometimes, oftentimes, the latter, post-traumatic stress disorder, leads to the former, which is homelessness. So we need to take care of our veterans. Let me read you a George Washington quote. "The willingness with which our young people are likely to serve in any war, no matter how justified, shall be directly proportional to how they perceive veterans of earlier wars were treated and appreciated by our nation." So, in addition to doing the right thing, it's a national security issue. We need to take good care of our veterans. So, those are my priorities. In addition to focusing on veterans, let's keep taxes low. Let's balance the budget. If we have to have a balanced budget amendment because people in Congress can't do anything but say yes, 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 then let's pursue a balanced budget amendment. Let's ensure for a strong defense. We talked about that. And oh, by the way, while we're at it, let's defund, repeal, and replace Obamacare. It's going to take leadership in Congress, ladies and gentlemen. It's not going to take more lawyers, with all due respect to the lawyers in the room. It's going to take leadership. It's not going to be business as usual if we're going to be successful doing it. So let me just close by saying this. You all have been very patient. As great of a nation as we are not on autopilot. My favorite president, Ronald Reagan, had a quote. He said, "Freedom is only a generation away from extinction." We talked about, Tony talked about the next generation. For Americans, the most important generation is always the next generation. It is up to us. This is our watch. And while we put a lot of this debt on our country, we can also take a lot of it away. So I just hope that in 2010, for all the Army Command and General Staff graduates, this is a decision point. And it is up to us to make the right decisions. And that's why I'm asking for your support and your vote to help me send Jim Moran into retirement, and so we can start to take this country back in 2010. Thank you all for coming out this evening. Thank you all for your service to this country, who know what it means to be involved in a cause that is higher than yourself. God bless you all. God bless the United States of America.